It's wonderful.
I think what you said about taking some time for stillness is so important, and I'm so glad I'm able to talk about this as we approach the holidays.
Yes.
Because we not only are we a very production-oriented culture, it's very hard for people to feel okay about stopping and taking 5 minutes for themselves and checking in. If I have a moment to tell a 1-minute story about how this worked for me one
absolutely.
time, my personal practice is to do Qigong or something like it, some aspect of the martial arts every morning. And when I come back home, it's been my practice lately to just sit for maybe 20 minutes and actually try to tune into my qi. So I'm not listening for my feelings or anything like that. I'm just trying to listen to my qi, and it's very subtle, and pay attention to it without making stories out of it or judgments or anything like that. And I'm not meditating either. I'm sitting comfortably with my feet up in front of the fire. So, so I'm just sitting there. This is my listening practice. And one morning I was sitting there and paying attention to the qi in the different areas of my body, the different centers of my body. And all of a sudden, I noticed that my qi was contracting a little bit, congesting in an interesting way, and I just watched it and suddenly realized that I was coming down with a cold. And it was clearly happening, and it was easily 3 days before I would have had symptoms. I mean, there was no symptoms, there was no tickle in the throat or anything like that. It wasn't that obvious. It was so subtle. And I went, oh, you know, I got up, I took all my herbs and did my exquisite self-care and preventive stuff and all that, and never manifested.
See?
But I think that that was a big message to me.
It's a great message for all of us, because our body does give us messages physically, you know, and if we do it most of the time, we're too busy to pay attention, and to be able to quiet yourself down enough to really tune in to what was going on, and like you said, listening to your qi just would tell you, hey, if you don't take care, we're going to make you slow down.
Right.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, because that just being able to tune into ourselves, we can really, like you said, exquisite self-care to keep us well through the season.
I think so.
And your book is so beautiful, so beautiful. Look at that. It's a beautiful, beautiful cover. And so throughout the whole book, talks about qi. Is it to talk about how we can tune into our own qi, and then takes us step by step through the Blossoms in the Spring practice.
Yeah, and if I might add a plug to our incredible photographer, Debbie Shane, who one of the things that's very special about this book is that the photographs in it are exquisite and really easy to follow. Yeah, and very artistic too.
If we can get the camera, when the camera comes, there we go.
There we
so
go.
There's lots of different pictures throughout. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's very helpful to have photos in addition to the text to kind of show the postures one after the other.
A lot of people think that it's impossible to learn a Qigong from a book, and that's really not true. Even the Chinese have said all along they always learn Qigongs from books. It's very common, you know. So some are easier than others, and we hope that this one, our plan was that this one be really, really, really easy to follow.
Well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and and it's very. You can see that it's very simple throughout. Plus, you're learning a little bit the deeper message with the Qigong through being able to read the text, and then you do offer workshops.
We do. We do.
Where you can come and actually get some hands-on practice with the Blossoms in the Spring.
Yes. So people can check. There is a Blossoms in the Spring website called blossomsinthespring.com.
Nice.
How easy is that? And we keep that up to date with when seminars are coming up. And we teach Blossoms, of course, but also a variety of different Qigongs. And I would say Blossoms in the Spring is kind of at the vanguard of a teaching institute that we're now developing too, called Moongate Qigong, which is a bigger organization that teaches Qigong, and also will eventually be certifying teachers.
Really?
So there will be a whole curriculum that people can take if they're really interested in studying deeply enough to teach. So that will be happening too, probably starting the end of next year.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're busy.
Yeah, we're busy. We love it.
That's
We
great.
want a lot of people to be doing Qigong. It'll change the world.
It will. Oh, really, it
Yeah,
will.
imagine everybody in the morning, instead of, you know, furiously in the traffic with their cup of coffee and, you know, driving and cursing and stressing and all that stuff. Imagine if we were all out in the park doing Qigong for that half hour.
Yeah.
What a different world it would be.
It absolutely would.
Yeah.
And it's such an easy thing to be able to learn. And once you start to do it, you really do start to crave it. And you can turn to it literally at any time of the day. I mean, if you're really stressed out when you're out in the world, I mean, you can just excuse yourself to the restroom and practice Qigong for a moment. You know, just an aspect of it, and really bring yourself back to center. And it keeps your immune system strong.
It does.
It keeps you in the flow, which is so very important in this hectic time. So I think this is a beautiful and wonderful practice of Qigong that's just can be for everybody.
Yes,
That's
I do
wonderful.
too.
Tell us a little bit before we have to go how we can get Blossoms in the Spring.
Easiest way is to go to the website, blossomsinthespring.com. You can buy it right from the website.
And it would make a great Christmas gift, holiday gift.
Yes. We've had several people buy it to learn the set and then buy several copies to give to friends.
Yeah.
So it does make a nice gift.
It's a nice gift and
yeah.
a nice gift for the new year.
Yes.
And a nice new year commitment to honoring yourself, too, by learning this. So blossomsinthespring.com, and we will be able to find out your workshops there when they're happening, and be able to get the book there. And then there's a link to your website from there, I'm sure.
There is, yes.
Because you are a practitioner as well as a teacher.
Yes.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so much
here.
for
So
having me.
appreciate it. It's just very beautiful. I'm very blessed to have met you.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you. So please do go to blossomsinthespring.com to get your copy and get copies for your loved ones this season. It's really something that you can do for yourself to not only keep yourself in the flow, but to keep your immune system strong and just improve your health and well-being.